Hello, good evening, welcome to the programme.
Yes, good evening. Coming up tonight, as the heat intensifies, we see how people in Harrogate have been helping those who may be vulnerable to high temperatures.
A Barnsley woman whose brother took his own life sets up a group to get people talking and moving in the town.
After England's tepid display in the World Cup last night, a team in Leeds is preparing for a cup final of their own.
And we see how the animals are keeping cool at Yorkshire Wildlife Park.
As temperatures soar to more than 30 degrees in North Yorkshire, a lifeline on wheels is keeping our most vulnerable safe from the blistering heat.
Meals on Wheels volunteers have been carrying out vital welfare checks today, warning that the elderly often don't realise they're suffering from dehydration until it's too late. Well, John Hill joined the frontline teams checking in on our communities.
So today we've got a lovely roast turkey dinner today, which is always a popular one with our lovely clients.
A hot meal on a hot day, but in temperatures like this, just as important is the advice on hand from the Meals on Wheels staff and volunteers for the organisation Harrogate Neighbours.
Stay hydrated.
Thanks, Helen.
Jamie and his colleagues will see 98 older people today, some housebound, many living alone, who may just need help keeping cool as well as a square meal.
Hi, Linda.
First up, Linda.
How are you coping in the heat?
I'm doing all right. I'm staying in.
You're staying
really.
inside?
Yeah.
Are you drinking lots?
I'm drinking water.
Good. That's so important.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Our work is incredibly important all year round. On days like this, whether it's too hot or too cold, it's even more important. These people, they don't get out a lot, and it's so vital that we make sure that they're doing okay. You know, whether it's too hot, whether there's snow in the sky or no clouds at all. It's a vital service that Harrogate really couldn't do without.
Hello, Muriel.
Next is Muriel, living independently at home, aged 98.
How are you doing? You okay?
Fine.
Yeah?
Thanks, yes.
Good. You're staying cool with all the heat?
Yes.
Yeah, drinking lots of water?
I've been looked after.
You've been looked after?
Water there.
Amazing, good.
Helping Muriel keep cool is daughter Rosie. Rosie, we find it hot and uncomfortable.
Certainly today, yes.
What are the worries you have for your mum and her generation when it's like this?
I think it's about them keeping hydrated. It's so important, isn't it? And I mean, we all carry around water bottles and things. This generation didn't do that, did they? So it's encouraging them, really, trying to make sure they always got a glass of water and they keep drinking, they keep cool, they don't overexert themselves, and, just accept, really, take it easy on a day like today.
Well, we're doing our bit with Muriel here and Rosie, and now we've just discovered something, which is, what's that, Muriel?
Just that we're relatives, really.
We're all related, aren't we?
Yes. It's such a small world, isn't it? Amazing, isn't it?
From Whitby?
Yes.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Auntie or cousin, we're not sure.
Well, whatever it is, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Family reunion over, Jamie is back on his rounds, helping our older citizens to keep cool and stay well in the heat. John Hill, ITV News, Harrogate.
Incredible story that, and what a turnout for the books.
I know, I
Turn up for the
know.
books,
And it
rather.
is important, isn't it, to check in on the elderly and to keep ourselves hydrated. And I suppose this hot weather is no surprise to you, is it?
No, I mean, well, it is surprising, even in a warming world, that we're getting this warm in June. I mean, today we have now, for the UK, smashed the record for June, and so we can say goodbye to that record that has been standing for 50 years in 1976. So we are now currently today on our hottest June day UK-wide that we've ever experienced. And I expect that to be broken again over the next couple of days, even for us. Sheffield, locally, we've been having some sort of records broken. Sheffield was 32.2 yesterday. That broke its its local record, and Sheffield records go back hundreds of years to the late 1800s. These are our overnight temperatures. I talked about a tropical night last night, and this is just as important to me as the daytime temperatures because we just get no relief. I never ever had to talk about tropical nights. So to think that people in Sheffield were under no less than 20.2 Celsius last night is incredible. And of course, it's to do with the humidity as well. I just thought I'd show you this. Climate Central, it's what they call the climate shift index, and they look at all the statistics and they look at how likely the temperatures we experienced last night would be before and after climate change, and we are 5 times more likely now to get those temperatures that we had last night in our warm world. So yes, humidity is the big thing, of course. So the government are asking us, of course, to be extra safe.
We know temperatures are going to be high, and we know they're going to stay so for a few days. So the advice for people is just be sensible, try and keep out of the heat and direct sunshine as much as you can. If you're going to be out for long periods of time, make sure you can keep yourself hydrated, wear sensible clothing, maybe caps and things that provide you with like loose-fitting clothing.
Yeah, it's our ability to cool ourselves with evaporation, and if the air around us is saturated, then it's much, much harder to do that. Our core temperature just continues to warm. I'll have, of course, your full forecast a little later in the programme, and a little bit of joy, of course.
All right then, thank you. Look forward to that.
Right, on to the rest of the day's news, and Bradford and Keighley will be among the first areas investigated by the new National Grooming Gangs inquiry.
The inquiry will compel people to explain what they did or did not do to protect children from grooming gangs.
Well, our political correspondent Fred Dimbleby is in Westminster Forest. And Fred, people have campaigned for more of a spotlight to be shone on Bradford for decades, and that call, it seems, has now finally been answered.
Yeah, I think this is a genuinely major development because, as you mentioned, campaigners, victims and survivors, politicians, they have been pushing for this for years. They say that the true story of grooming gangs in Bradford has not been told, that the voices of victims and survivors has not been heard, and that individuals and institutions have not been held to account. They think that this may be the first step towards that changing. This National Grooming Gangs inquiry will look at 3 areas at first, including Bradford and Keighley. Other areas may be announced down the line. They will use that to build a national picture, and they will look at things like how children were targeted, how institutions reacted, and what needs to change. Earlier on, the chair of the inquiry set out what she was expecting to find in Bradford and Keighley.
What we expect to find in Bradford is, and from all the evidence from victims, survivors and from others that have put forward evidence about Bradford, a well-developed network of grooming gangs. We think that we'll find a lot there, and but sadly we think there will be a lot of evidence of, again, huge failure of the state in different areas too.
And Fred, how have those who've campaigned for this moment actually reacted?
Well, look, I think they are delighted, but they also say that this inquiry needs to deliver real results. It needs to deliver real recommendations to make sure that nothing like this can happen again in the future. And they also say that victims and survivors have to be at its heart.
Key recommendations must follow. Not just lessons will be learned, but key recommendations with actions that is bought into by all levels of the state, all organisations that have safeguarding responsibilities. And crucially, victims and survivors must be at the heart of this.
My suspicion is that Bradford is the epicentre of this type of exploitation of young girls. We'll find out through this inquiry as to whether that's right. I think the public will be shocked by what they hear through this inquiry.
Now, the inquiry will also look at previous reviews, including into grooming gangs in Rotherham, to see what, if anything, has changed since then. Those behind it say they are unafraid to tackle difficult topics as they go through this process. It is expected to end within 3 years, so 2029 by the latest. Now we know that Bradford and Keighley will play a key role in it, with the potential for some very uncomfortable truths to be uncovered.
And of course, we'll be reporting on that. Fred Dimbleby at Westminster, thank you.
You're watching Calendar, and still to come, the Yorkshire football team hoping to complete a cup double this weekend.
And yes, definitely looking like flaming June, but also feeling like it too. The very latest on that heat and humidity for the rest of the week and into the weekend a little later on.
The mother of missing Ben Needham has set up a petition calling on the government to fund a dedicated team for missing children cases. Ben went missing on the Greek island of Kos in 1991. Almost 35 years later, his mother, Kerry Needham, is still searching for him. And she says she wants to see families receive greater support when a child goes missing. The Home Office has been approached for comment.
This is not just about Ben's case. This is about other families as well. Obviously, I have contact with other families of missing children, and the level of support that they receive is very little to none. And I just think it's time that something was really done about it to support families like myself, because we feel alone and abandoned.
More than 4,000 workers have joined an equal pay claim against Leeds City Council, which could cost the authority hundreds of millions of pounds. Rachel and Siobhan are part of the action led by the GMB union. It says council staff in traditionally female areas of work, such as schools, are being paid less than men in roles such as refuse collectors. The council says it's settled some parts of the claim and is keen to continue talks to find a settlement.
I've been in the council since I was 16, so I've dedicated my life to Leeds City Council. I'm nearly 40 now, and to me, it makes me sad and disappointed, and it makes me feel undervalued for all those years and amount of work I've put in there. To be made to feel that I am not the same as counterparts.
The claims as a whole are quite significant, and obviously we're only able to claim back 6 years. But the inequality of pay has been going on for much longer than that, and it's time that Leeds City Council give the money back to the workers who it's owed to.
The ITV Evening News continues at 6:30 with more on the hot weather. Here's a look at what's happening with Gamal Fambalay.
Coming up, Britain bakes under extreme heat with the red weather alert extended and hundreds of schools shut in England and Wales. A shocking inquiry finds more than 500 mothers and babies died or suffered harm due to failures in maternity care in Nottingham. And Scotland gears up to face Brazil, but can they secure a win? Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Thanks, Gamal. We'll see you shortly. Now, I wonder, what did you do first thing this morning? Perhaps walk the dog, grab a cuppa? Well, a crowd in Barnsley did something completely different. They hit the streets for an outdoor silent disco.
Yeah, but it's not just about the music, you see. It's organised by a woman who tragically lost her brother to suicide. And the goal is to beat isolation, to get fresh air, and most importantly, to get people talking. Katie Oscroft reports.
Let's do the time warp again.
This is Wilthorpe Park in Barnsley, and the Rose Garden has never seen anything like it.
With my body and soul, I want you more than you'll ever know.
You can sing your heart out at this silent disco.
Oh, I got it wrong!
It was Mick's idea, born out of the sadness of losing her brother James to suicide when they were both in their 20s.
I'd always wanted to do something that could have potentially helped him back then. It's over 30 years ago now. He would absolutely have been here. Absolutely. He loved stuff like this. Silent Stompers is all about improving your mental health and well-being. And as you can see, you just can't not smile. And you just let yourself go. It's really liberating, as you can tell.
Funded by Sport England, word is spreading about this early morning rave.
There's such a variety of people that come. I were expecting it to be more of the older end, but it's not. People come with their babies, they come with their dogs. It's just amazing. It's just such a good feeling, and it's just perfect.
We've all got reasons for being here, whether we're lonely or we need a pick-me-up. I look across at the ladies and they're smiling away. One of the chaps is a fantastic little dancer, isn't he?
Lee, you've got some moves there?
I'd like to think so, yeah. I've been a few times to silent disco, and first time my wife saw the video of me, she went, "I've been married to you for 25 years and I've never seen you move like that. So
it's just an hour of pure joy. I've never done anything like this in my life. You may be not having a great day, a great week. You come here and you're just boosted. I just absolutely love it. And I'm just shouting about it to all and sundry, anybody who'll listen.
I love you, baby.
And the message is getting across.
I love you, baby.
Katie Oscroft, ITV News, Barnsley.
It's a good thing, isn't it? And you can see it's working for the people that go along.
Yeah, definitely. I'm having a little silent disco in my head right now, in fact.
You always are, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Well, if you've been affected by the issues that have been raised in Katie's report, you can head to our website. It's itv.com/calendar, where you will find a range of links to support services.
Well, the England team may not have been on red-hot form last night, but that didn't stop people in Barnsley cooling off in the late evening sunshine at Shore Lane Cricket Club's fan zone.
At Bradford Live, cameras caught the crowd's reaction to Harry Kane's miss, while in Leeds, around 200 fans were joined by England internationals Calvin Phillips and Patrick Bamford at a watch party at Elland Road. They spoke to our sports reporter Arif Ahmed after the goalless draw.
I think kind of what a few of us expected it to be. It was tough. Ghana are no pushover, and they showed that. Obviously, people will go away being a bit frustrated. Boys will probably be a bit frustrated, but it's an important point, and a clean sheet as well, which will give the lads confidence.
A draw is not a terrible result in the group, is it? 4 points, still top of the group?
No, that's what I mean, and I think, a lot of people will look at it and think we should have beat them, but Ghana defended really well today. We had a couple of chances at the end where we could have nicked it, but we want to be. So, yeah, I'm positive. I think the next game we'll do well, and we look forward to the group stage.
And if last night's frustrating England draw against Ghana at the World Cup left you wanting more action, well, don't worry. There's a proper silverware battle happening this weekend.
The Disability FA Cup final is on, and the match of the weekend is Leeds versus Teesside in the Power Chair tournament.
It's one of the only team sports played in electric wheelchairs, giving people with severe mobility limitations a chance to play at the highest competitive level. As Nick Smith reports.
It's football, but on 4 wheels. And it's one of the fastest growing disability sports in the country. Athletes use adapted power chairs fitted with metal foot guards to dribble, pass and strike an oversized weighted ball into the goals. These players are part of a talent pathway, looking to one day feature for England, coached under the watchful eye of a former international.
So power chair football is 4v4. You have to have a goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper can go anywhere in the pitch. So there isn't any offsides, there isn't any throw-ins because the ball actually stays on the ground. So I've been involved in power chair around about 19 years now. There's only a few clubs in England. Now there's closer to 50 clubs. There's over 1,000 players of all varying ages. So, it's just exploded.
Here in Middleton, Leeds Power Chair Football Club are still celebrating their WFA Championship win in April. And for the players here, it means everything.
It's been amazing, the friends I've made, the times travelling, great memories. Means a lot to me.
It's a real sense of camaraderie with other people that have got similar problems to yourself in life.
Oh, it's amazing, just knowing what I can play. I always wanted to play football, and then when I found this when I was young, I loved it. No, I wanted to stop playing now.
It's not down to your disability, it's down to your brain, your thinking. It takes away the disability side of it. It's the only sport a lot of us can do.
It basically started because a bunch of parents wanted to give their kids the opportunity to be able to play the beautiful game. So they all came together, and the club's grown to the point where we're probably the largest independent club in the country now.
At the end of this month, Leeds will also compete in the Power Chair Cup final as part of the Disability FA Cup for a chance to do the double for the first time in their history.
The FA Disability Cup weekend, one of the highlights in the calendar, which sees disability football impairments come together at St George's Park, home of English football. Power chair football is one of those. We've held our qualifiers recently, and we have our 2 finalists confirmed. Both of them will battle it out on Sunday, June the 29th, with the hope of being a national champion.
Celebrating another way that the beautiful game really has become more accessible than ever before. Nick Smith, ITV News.
More accessible and more exciting than last night's game.
Yes, it certainly was. There's no doubt about that.
Well, finally, I'm sure you all have your own techniques for keeping cool. Well, the animals at the Yorkshire Wildlife Park are being helped through this sweltering heat by staff there.
Whether it's red pandas, bear cats or rhinos, there's plenty of cold showers, ice lollies and cool packs to go round. Adam Fowler joins us from a very hot Yorkshire Wildlife Park now. And Adam, I can imagine it's thirsty work down there.
Yes, what an absolute scorcher here at Yorkshire Wildlife Park. There's 450 animals down here, and you can see how the sea lions here are getting on. Keith here has just started throwing them a few fish. I've got my special glove on. Do you mind if I give them a...
Of course, get yourself dived in there.
Here we are. Right, it was hungry. Wait. Ah, very quick. So how do the sea lions cope in the heat, Keith?
So obviously being Californian sea lions, they cope quite well in these temperatures. Obviously Southern California in the summertime does get about the same sort of temperatures as we're experiencing now. So our sea lions do cope quite well with it. And obviously they've got these lovely big pools here at Yorkshire Wildlife Park to cool off in as well.
Well, earlier on we were having a look at some of the other animals, including the binturong, otherwise known as a bear cat. They tried to get that to have a little ice lolly. It settled for a little melon. We also saw a rhino taking a shower as well. Now I've been speaking to some of the customers about how they have found their visit and how the animals were getting on.
They're all hiding, they're all in the shade.
Yeah.
We wouldn't really see a lot of them, to be honest.
Yeah, they lie down hiding. Or yeah.
I think they're too hot, like us.
Yeah, I'm a bit jealous of them all. They've all got big pools and stuff to play in and ice cubes, and yeah, the sea lions, I was diving with them.
Well, a lot of them have been hidden away, or at least like in their little domes.
Yeah.
There's been a few that have been out about.
So Keith, which are the more challenging animals that you're dealing with here?
So obviously when it comes to extremes of temperature like we've had today, things like our red pandas sometimes find it a little bit difficult to cope. Obviously they are a Himalayan animal, they're not used to 30-degree heat up in the Himalayas very often, we hope.
I saw you trying to cool them down earlier on, and we never got a shot of it because they wouldn't even leave the tree.
No, they were safely tucked up in the shade and absolutely laid out, as is their right and expected of them on a day like today. But it's making sure they've got access to ice blocks and shade, and they've got a little air conditioning unit inside their house as well.
Keith, thank you very much for your time. We're going to have to leave it there, but there you go. That's the latest from here at Yorkshire Wildlife Park.
Thank you very much indeed. You can have a jump in the water now with the sea lions and cool down, Adam. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not for their sake.
Might not be safe.
Well, it's just like being on holidays and getting off the plane when you walk out of the air-conditioned building here.
That's right.
Outside.
Yeah,
the
it's
heat.
exactly
you
that.
walk into a wall of
I mean, they were
heat,
saying
don't you?
temperatures like Southern California, but the humidity's like Florida. It's just so clammy, isn't it? So it looks like a perfect June day, but when you actually step outside, it feels so much different. So I don't know what you've been doing. We had a cup of tea, which cooled us down a little bit at lunchtime, and we managed a little bit.
What's going on there?
It looks really frightened, but it's basically what I'm trying to get to tell you is that if you just leave an old pot of water out with some fresh water in it, an old pot with some fresh water in it for the birds, it really helps. And the hedgehogs and any kind of wildlife just in your, in your garden, in your back garden, it really helps because, of course, the bumblebees and things are going to be thirsty as well. I had a message from my brother earlier who said, because we were worried about the kids, they'd come home from school, they were hot, they were tired, and he said, clothes off, fan in face, wet towel around the neck, ice drink, clutching an ice cream. So I think those 5 things are pretty good as well. I don't know about you.
Well, I hope you don't follow that advice live on air.
I'll try not to do that on air. Definitely not. Here's the latest forecast.
Expect clear skies, island vibes, and afternoons made for exploring. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Yes, the heatwave continues for the rest of the week and into at least the first half of the weekend. Beautiful start this morning for Sandy for a dog walk. Definitely don't need the winter woolies. But as we head through into the next few days, those warnings continue for heat and humidity by both day and night, importing that record-breaking heat from France across the UK before exiting eastwards, and eventually for the second half of the weekend something a little fresher, less hot and humid as we head into Sunday and the start of next week. But in the meantime, we continue with a very humid night and humid feel to things overnight tonight. Again, small chance of a tropical night inland around the Sheffield area once more. There will be some low cloud coming in off the North Sea. Overnight tonight, the winds are light, not helping with the heat and humidity, but the winds will start to freshen a little as we head towards dawn. 4:36 and 9:41 are sometimes for Thursday. So some low cloud lapping onto the coastline first thing tomorrow. Sea breezes developing here. The low cloud could last for much of the day, certainly into the first part of the afternoon. But inland, some hot sunshine, a noticeable breeze from an east-southeasterly direction, perhaps pegging back today's temperatures by a degree. But we still have that extreme heat warning. And in fact, it continues south of the Humber as we head through into Friday. Could even see some thunderstorms nudging north and eastwards for the morning. Hot sunshine into the afternoon. And yes, a weather warning for those temperatures knocking on the door of the mid-30s Celsius. As we head into Saturday, still high 20s, dry and bright with some sunshine, and then a change from Sunday into the start of next week.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather. Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
Yes, the UV is about as strong as it gets here in the UK at the moment, and very high, both grass and weed pollen, all the way through this week, Thursday to Saturday. There you go. So we're staying hot, hot, hot until the end of the week.
We are. We'll start to get used to it and then it'll cool down, won't it? That's how it goes.
We'll be moaning next week about how cool it is.
Yeah, well, we're never happy, are we? That's a fact. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.